Today I'm going to show you how I separate little baby seedlings that are super close together and what I do with them after I've separated them. So today's Saturday. Sadly, it has been raining, but that's actually really good for my spring bulbs and getting my soil filled with some extra nitrogen. If you didn't know, rain actually provides soil with nitrogen. Today's task was actually taking some seedlings that I had oversown, literally put way too many seeds in one cell. So I knew I had to take them out, and I just wanted to bring you along, let you see my process, because I'm actually one of those gardeners. I try to save every single little baby seedling because I feel like waste not, want not. I have a spring plant sale, kind of like a little yard sale in my driveway. I also work with kids and we have a little garden, so I plan to have some of these in the garden. Maybe I can sell them at the farmer's market with my kids to raise some money. So there are lots of ways that I can actually use these plants because, let's face it, I have about 1,000 square feet to work with here at my house, which is a rental house in urban Memphis. So I'm really stuck with just a little bit of working room for a lot of different flowers. And I also love sharing with friends, giving as gifts and presents. So it's definitely something that I really don't mind doing. It just takes a little bit of time and effort, but it's really not that hard and it's really not that scary. One thing that I hear new gardeners say a lot of times is, whoops, I've oversown way too many seeds. I'm not sure what to do. They're looking rough. They're not, growing at the same rate. Maybe they're getting yellow leaves and things like that. That's time to say, okay, I need to pluck these out. I need to separate them, get them into new homes because they're not going to grow bigger. They're not going to produce anything for you if they stay that close together. I'm going to bring you in really close here to let you see how this works. You're really not going to need much. You're just going to need some sort of tool. This, funny enough, is an old paintbrush handle. The actual brush end fell off. I just picked it up because I thought it was really tiny. Other people use what's called a dibbler. You can use that as well, but mine is really large, so I wanted to have a little bit skinnier of a working thing to get these separated. So first things first, I always joke around. My grandma taught this, my aunt taught me this. We pinch the butts. That means any plastic kind of seed cell tray that we get either from the store or we're purchasing online, we're gonna always wanna squeeze those butts. Now these, they're probably about ready to be chucked. I need to throw them. But you can see by doing this, if you zoom in, it's kind of pushing up this whole cell of soil with all of these seedlings. So this really helps me get it out of there. Then I like to take my little stick. You can use a popsicle stick, something like that. But I like to kind of just use it as a shovel. Pull that right up and look at that. You've got all your seedlings pulled straight out. It's okay if your soil falls off. That's not a big deal. If some of your roots fall off, that's not a big deal. Try not to pull them apart and rip those roots. But if you do, it's okay. Just be gentle in this part. When I get it out of my seed tray, I like to kind of dust off some of this soil because it's going to kind of fall off and it really doesn't matter. And what I like to do is slowly just tease these apart. You can really see for these, this is helpful for me to kind of tease them apart so I can kind of stick between the branches without pulling off these leaves. And then I can go in and I will pinch the roots off of this major part and it'll pull some soil and roots with it. So you'll have something that looks like this, and then I like to just lay it in the area I plan to put it in. Now I will warn you, if you start to just pull from the main soil unit, you run the risk of snapping this either at the stem or the very base, and it could pull off the roots entirely, and that's not what you want to do. So that's why I suggest kind of pinching that soil away, and it helps it break away gentler. And the same here, we'll just drop off some of this soil. And if you're curious, these are foxglove seedlings. They are really easy to grow. I was shocked at how fast they grew and how easy they were to sow. I was always intimidated by foxgloves for some reason. I think because every single portion of the plant, whether it's the leaves, the stem, the flower, the seed, it's all poisonous. to animals and humans. So that's something you need to consider if you're going to choose foxglove. None of these will go around where my animals are, so it's not a concern for me. I'm bringing you in even closer now because I want to give you a glimpse of how I'm getting these into this cell tray. Again, I do like to have some sort of stick, popsicle, or whatever. And for wherever I choose to put it, I like to dig out a little area that I can fit that root ball into. And so then I can place the root ball inside of there and gently press into the soil. This is a tedious process, but if you're like me and you love a good podcast or maybe an audiobook, this is a great time to put that on and get transplanting. Again, not all gardeners choose to do this. You don't have to, but again, I don't like to waste what I've planted. If I have the time and the space, I do choose to take that and pot them up. And that's it. That's all you need to do to split up some seedlings that you've oversown and put them into a new little home. It's just a little time and a little patience for you to get some of those seedlings put out so you don't waste them. Again, you don't have to do this, especially if you don't have the time or energy. This is just something I enjoy. It's a very tedious task and it helps to calm my mind personally. Hopefully this helps you in your garden journey. I know it was very intimidating in the beginning for me as a newbie gardener, so I wanted to make it super simple and straightforward and accessible for anyone to be able to do. See y'all next time.